Watch Final with Steve Barthen's investigative reports. Michelle Magadance reporting regional news from the Chippewa Valley. The Last Word on Sports with Mike Ducey. Wake Up Weather with Jim Crowley. And your News Watch Final anchor, Melissa Michaels.
Good evening again. A mystery within a mystery surrounds new information in the Evelyn Hartley case tonight. Steve Barthen joins us to explain. Steve?
Well, Melissa, as many people already know, that new clue has to do with the denim jacket and the tennis shoes allegedly worn by Evelyn's abductor. But the big mystery is, where are they now? We'll tell you about that later. But first, another look at that new clue, a clue that at least one law enforcement officer thinks has some merit.
The new clue has to do with the old denim jacket and tennis shoes believed to have been worn by the abductor of Evelyn Hartley. Two people told me they think they know who the jacket and tennis shoes belong to.
The only catch is the two people had to be promised anonymity to tell me the story. Other than that, they wanted nothing in return for their information other than a chance to tell their story without suffering any repercussions. And their story seems credible enough to pass along without using the names.
It all started with a private meeting last week, 2 days after the WKBT broadcast of Open File. Our sources told a simple story. A farmer they knew constantly wore a denim jacket and tennis shoes, just like the ones linked to the Hartley case. On the day of Evelyn's disappearance, the farmer was helping in the fields and obsessed with the idea of going to town that night and putting it in clean language now, finding a woman. But the work went on later than expected, and our sources said the farmer became very agitated. Finally, at about 6:30 that night, the farmer, still wearing his denim jacket and tennis shoes, left for town. Our sources recalled that he was driving a dark-colored 1938 Chevrolet. That night, at about 7:15, Evelyn Hartley disappeared. But our sources said they thought nothing more about it until 2 weeks later, when police found the old blue denim jacket and the tennis shoes along County Highway 14, not far from where they lived. Throughout the story, both people kept referring to the denim jacket the farmer wore as being worn, tattered, and cut off at the waist. From the pictures we aired in the Evelyn Hartley story, it appeared the denim jacket was a full-length work coat. But digging through old police reports, we found a picture clearly showing the jacket was indeed cut off at waist level. And our sources said it was just like the one the farmer wore. During the original investigation, much was made about a faded mark across the back of the jacket. A county investigator said it was made by a safety harness worn by a steeplejack. But our sources explained that many farmers still used horses back in 1953, and the faded mark on the jacket could have easily been made by a combination of harnesses or straps used to work the horses. But what really bothered these people is that after Evelyn Hartley disappeared, they say they never again saw the farmer wearing his old denim jacket and tennis shoes, nor was he ever seen driving that 1938 Chevrolet. At the time, police were searching for a car described as anywhere from a 1937 Ford to a 1941 Dodge.
But exactly why this story was never reported to police back then is unclear. One of the people did say that in 1973, on the 20th anniversary of Evelyn Hartley's disappearance, they tried to tell the story to the La Crosse County District Attorney, but the District Attorney was not interested. They said they finally took the story to me because after nearly 37 years, it still bothered them, and they would like to see someone look into it. But looking into it could prove to be a tough proposition because the farmer in question died more than 10 years ago. Now for the mystery of the denim jacket and the tennis shoes. Last year, when we first produced the Evelyn Hartley story, we tried to find them, but we were told the jacket and tennis shoes were still in the custody of the state crime lab in Madison. But when we called the crime lab, they told us the jacket and tennis shoes were sent back to La Crosse in the early 1960s.
So, Steve, I assume that means the shoes and the jacket are lost.
Well, I hope not. You know, a case that's 36 years old, there's a possibility that the jacket and tennis shoes are buried back in the corner under a pile of other things, dust and what else.